Held a pitch football, such a big result. Give me your instant reaction to the game, Squire.
Mad game. Sick goal, third goal in, pocketed, lovely, top corner, love it, mate.
Love that. Danny Ings braced today. Good to see him amongst the goals and firing for West Ham.
Yeah, going for it, mate. I loved it. 30 game, obviously, sack off the old geezer on a bench, but yeah, it was good. Anyway, I've got a train to catch.
Quite finally, how big of a win is this for West Ham in terms of the relegation battle? Will West Ham stay up this season?
Well, it's a good sign, but, you know, they've got to keep it up, you know. It's been a bit pony over the last couple of weeks, so hopefully they keep it moving.
Love that.
Yeah?
Moyes in or out?
Say that again?
Moyes in or out?
Out, mate.
What's your immediate reaction to the game?
Awesome. We needed it. It's needed to happen. It's a big up for the West Ham.
I've got to say, how much of a big win is this for West Ham when all things said and done?
Huge win. Yeah. We need to win the next one as well.
Are you still supporting David Moyes? Has he got your full trust at the moment?
Yeah. It's hard for him. Hard for the club. I just, going forward, I hope we just do all the right things.
Should you stick with him?
Oh, don't know. I think about it. I don't know.
Maybe to the end of the season and to see how it plays out.
But a lot of things need to change, I think.
Yeah, what would you change?
Players. Some of the players. I need a few more signings. Yeah, definitely.
Such a big game for West Ham. Give us your immediate reaction to the game, sir. How do you assess that?
Well, the first half was very even. We didn't play very well, and Notts Forest were very defensive. And so there was nothing in it at half time. But the second half we came out, Bowen hit the post, Paqueta had a shot over the bar, and then Danny Ings scored a couple of goals from very short range, and then Declan Rice finished it off with an absolute curler into the corner for 3-0. I've left early. I don't know what the current result is. I heard someone saying maybe 4-0, but I don't know. I heard someone saying 4-0, but I don't know if that's true. But we deserved to win. Notts Forest were very defensive. They didn't offer very much. Our goalkeeper had to come off with an injury and was well replaced. But, we needed the points. We had to win today.
I was going to say, how much of a huge result is this for West Ham in terms of staying in the Premier League?
It means we go out of the relegation zone, above Forest, I believe. But we've still got some very tough games to come up. So, still got some top 6, top 8 sides to play. So we had to win today. Otherwise, it was looking pretty grim because we hadn't been scoring many goals. So if we scored 3, maybe we scored 4. That's great for us today.
Are you still pro David Moyes, sir? What's your take on his management and the way he's conducting himself at West Ham?
I'm not really, because when we lost against Crystal Palace at home in, I think, October, we lost 2-1. The writing was on the wall then. The players weren't performing. We had quite a few injuries in the squad, which we was unlucky about. But every side has injuries, and we've got a pretty good squad. They spent an awful lot of money, 180 million plus, and nothing really to show for it, especially after the last couple of seasons. And of course, we've got the distraction of the Conference League, the Europa Conference League as well to play for, and then we've got Manchester United away in the cup game, so I'm not expecting much from that. So we really can't afford any more injuries, and at least with Danny Ings back today, gave us centre forward because Antonio's been struggling in the last few games.
Danny Ings scored a brace today, fantastic form. Have West Ham got enough about them? Will they stay in the Premier League this season?
West Ham so unpredictable. I suppose as a Hammers fan, I'm going to say yes after today. But if we'd have lost today, I'd have been the other way, I think. Yeah.
Huge win for West Ham today.
It is a great win. And as I say, Notts Forest didn't offer an awful lot, so we've already got to play as well, or even better, over the full 90 minutes against the sides above us. But there is a window now, so let's grab it. We've got to grab it.
Well, massive result for this West Ham. Talk to me about the game.
Absolutely brilliant. Declan Rice, absolutely outstanding again. And absolutely fantastic. West Ham. Yeah.
How big of a win is this for West Ham with their current league position, sir?
It's absolutely huge. If we don't win this, we're going down. Fantastic.
Are you still behind David Moyes? Are you back in the process? Are you happy with the way he's been managing the club currently, sir?
I think Moyes has got to stay. Who else is it? Benitez? No, he's rubbish. Yeah. Can't take Benitez. Yeah. No.
It's a big 6-pointer today. If West Ham do manage to get this win over Nottingham Forest,
3-0 up, should win it.
Yeah, should win it. What was the reason for leaving early today, sir?
We're going to the pub.
I love your honesty. All in all, though, you're satisfied with the way things are going under Moyes?
Yes and no. I think give him to the end of the season, see how we do.
Yeah.
Europe, fantastic.
Yeah, love that.
See how we do.
Boys, you're outside. The game's not finished yet. You've missed the second goal. Talk to me about what's going on.
We also missed the first goal, unfortunately. Rain came in, sitting down the front, got a little bit wet, and decided to call it a day, as there was not much action in the first half or the first 5 minutes of the second half.
It was quite a boring game up until the brace from Danny Ings.
It probably is still boring, and two very fortunate goals, which is unfortunately keeping Moyes in the job. Obviously don't want anyone to get fired, but I think the record and the performances at the moment, it's very much sort of playing not to get beat rather than to win.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Talk to me of where you stand on David Moyes as West Ham manager currently.
Yeah, he sort of looks like he's just working from home all the time, doesn't he?
It's the tracksuit bottoms.
It's the track. We was having this discussion earlier. I think it's the tracksuit bottoms. He don't really look like a manager. It looks like he's sort of been on maybe Call of Duty all night. And
it's just the thing for me is, I think Jack said there, it's the go out to not get beat rather than to go out and have a go. You know, sit there. Through the Tottenham game last week, and we don't look like scoring at all, and then you sit through the first half of that and it looks just as bad. So we're going to go and have a few black labels down the Ned.
How important is this win for West Ham if things stay the same? Danny Ings' brace, could it be the moment that sort of gets them going a little bit, a bit of momentum to get out of the bottom three?
Well, points are huge at this stage, so any points on the board, 3 points, is massive. And you know, I don't care how good you think you are, if you're sucked in at the business end of the season and you're you know, you could be any number of teams down there, you're in a battle, you're in a fight. So
could end up a 6 point of this, really big
huge.
win.
He's absolutely huge. So you know, hats off to them. They've got to win. Unfortunately, we didn't stick it out, but that's just how it is. Unfortunately, yeah.
Take on West Ham's win. How big of a win could this be for the boys?
no, I think yeah, definitely a big win. With our fixtures that are coming up, though, I'm not too sure. I think this is maybe painting over the cracks slightly. Definitely. I think that when you see sort of maybe even what happened with Everton when we beat them, they sacked Lampard, Everton obviously, and then they went on to get a few points and whatnot. Is this again the same thing? It's just sort of painting a picture that's not really relevant to how our performances are, because obviously we're standing outside and they've got 2 fluky goals probably. And we're chatting to you, yeah.
And we're not the only fans leaving. That's you know, and it's not a stand. We're not taking a stand against anything. It's not enjoyable football out there, unfortunately, at the moment.
Would you boys be David Moyes out then?
I think we need a shake-up. I think we're better than our results suggest, and unfortunately, in today's footballing world, it does seem to be as soon as there's a shake-up, things may improve. And it's a short-term fix, as it were. But if we can go on a 6-game run and win 3, we're probably not far off being safe.
What was the interesting stat though the other day was the Avram Grant, David Moyes sort of comparison, and obviously I think we'd conceded more goals or whatever at that with Avram Grant, but our points were level. I can't remember off the top of my head, and we were relegated. And yeah, could this potentially be the same thing? But then, what manager now are you going to get in for May with potential? Until May, with the potential of being relegated and being able to do the championship. It's
Big Sam Allardyce is available.
Yeah. We're going to do training so you can kick it the furthest and go from there.
We'll try and talk him up.
West Ham 4, Nottingham Forest 0. Massive result for West Ham. Talk to me about the game. How do you assess that?
It's a different class, second half. It was coming. At the end of the day, you bought Ings for a reason. He's proved the fucking point, and he scored the goals. That's the difference.
Is that what West Ham have been missing? That clinical striker up front this season?
I think definitely, but we were saying before the game that if we didn't win today, I think that was it. You know, you look at our fixtures coming up. Brighton away, we never beat Brighton. Then we got Villa, then we got Man City away, and it's like it would be difficult. And Ings, even though he weren't doing much, you thought you got to keep him on the pitch because he's a poacher. He's going to score goals.
How much has this result saved David Moyes' job? Do you think if he would have lost today, the writing might have been on the wall?
100%. He would have gone. Yeah. I think he would have gone.
I don't know, though.
And no, I do. I think he would have gone. But at the end of the day, look, 4-0. Look at the goal difference now. You know, between us and even the teams above us, we've got 10. That's another point. Yeah. So, you know, it's good as a point, and that's what we need. Listen, we've got to move on from this. Who says we can't beat Villa next week? That moves us more up the table. Look, there's about 3 or 4 points between us and 12th. You know, it's going to be tight down there, but, you know, we should have the quality to move on, get out of this season. It's been a bit of a nightmare. Let's do well in Europe, move on.
You're the same belief. The boys got enough about them to get themselves out of this trouble. They find themselves in the league.
We'll see, won't we? I mean, football's football, isn't it? You never know. We've got to see how we perform next week. You know, we've got to go away to Brighton and get something, and when we've got to beat Villa, then we've got to, you know, we've got Man City away. Always difficult for any club in the world, that.
100%. It makes the importance of the win today that little bit more, doesn't it?
We've also got Man U, Liverpool to play towards the end of the season. We've got some tough games. It's all tough games.
The point's going to be won and lost till the end of the season.
Crucial. Today was crucial. Today was crucial.
Yeah.
Even a draw today was a bad result for us.
West Ham 4, Nottingham Forest 0. Massive result for West Ham. Talk to me about your game. Give me your instant reaction.
A bit slow in the first half. We had so many set pieces, couldn't make them count. But then in the second half, I don't know. Something just as soon as that first goal went in, something switched in the boys, and they were just on it, literally on it. And 2 in 2 minutes for Danny Ings, and then Declan Rice with the worldie. I mean, no keepers really stopping that, are they?
How many millions has that add on to Declan Rice's value?
I'd say it depends. If 5 for now, but that depends on where we finish. If we finish, I'd say 10th, that's an extra, I'd say 100% on top of his value now.
How big of a result is today in terms of the Premier League?
I think in game momentum, definitely. 4 goals, everyone wants goals, and we've been lacking them. So to score 4 at home, hopefully we can get the ball rolling. We've got United in the Cup on Wednesday. Hopefully we can move on to it.
Danny Ings, the player that the team have been missing, that spark, that clinicalness.
We haven't had a striker like him. Like, I don't think Antonio is making that goal. His first goal. I don't think he has that instinct. He's a winger by trade, right? So, yeah, I just think the instinct that he has as a striker is just there, second to none. Yeah.
Is the self-belief and the support still there for David Moyes amongst the fans at the moment?
It's up and down, to be fair. So if we lose, then I think everyone's Moyes out. But when we win, then we're not really back on the bandwagon, but we're willing to give it a go. I can't fault him. He's given us a great 2 years. So, yeah, let's hope it carries on.
Have West Ham got enough about them this season to remain in the Premier League?
Yeah, definitely. I think so. Everyone's talking about we've had sides that are too good to go down before, but I think that this is a different side. There's a little bit more flair. I mean, you look at the football that was played today. Paqueta was amazing. He was genuinely amazing. You could tell he had that Brazilian about him, and yeah, definitely, yeah, all good.
West Ham 4, Nottingham Forest 0. Massive result for West Ham. Can you give me your immediate reaction to the game, sir?
Unbelievable. 0-0 at 70 minutes and then 4 goals in 10 minutes. Brilliant. Couldn't believe it.
What's the implication to West Ham in the relegation battle with this win, sir?
I think it can push us up the league now and make a real difference for the rest of the season.
Such a big win.
Such a big win, yep. We might beat Man U on Wednesday now as well.
Before we come on to the Cup game, can I get your thoughts on David Moyes? Where do you stand on him currently, sir?
I'd stick with him. Yeah, he's done us all right the last 2 years, so yeah, I'd stick with him.
You saw when the goals went in, the passion from the players towards David Moyes. Yeah. It must still mean he's got the dressing room.
I would say so, especially after today, yeah. All right.
Such a massive win.
Yeah, brilliant. Really pleased.
What's your score prediction for the Cup game against Manchester United, sir?
2-1 to West Ham.
2-1 to West Ham.
Yeah.
West Ham 4, Nottingham Forest 0. Big result for West Ham in terms of the staying in the Premier League. What's your instant reaction to the game?
Massive result. Massive result. Much more attacking lineup. I think Moyes got it right today. I thought Ben Johnson was superb at the back. Ings scoring a couple of goals, but a big performance all round.
What was the difference in that second half? Because the first half weren't the most exciting of games. What do you think's the difference in that second half?
I just think getting that first goal. I thought whoever scored that first goal was going to win, and we got it. And you could just see the players the confidence come back. We got a second quick soon after, and then after that we started playing some decent stuff.
Is Danny Ings the player that West Ham have missed this season? That clinicalness.
He makes strikers runs, doesn't he? He's got that natural striking instinct where Antonio's a bit more robust, and I think he will make a big difference.
West Ham got enough about them this year to survive in the Premier League.
I think so. I think I think we should be okay, but it'll go to the wire.
What's your take on David Moyes currently? Where do you sit with David Moyes as manager of West Ham Football Club?
He's just quite negative. Last 2 seasons he's been decent, don't get me wrong, and he's moved the club on, but you're going to pay £50 million for a Brazilian number 10, 40 million for an Italian striker, then start playing them in the positions and attack. We saw it today, and what we can do in the second half.
Confident that David Moyes will be manager next season, or do you think it's a case of steadying the ship with a board?
I think we'll get to the end of the season and then we'll see where we are, but I can't see him going. No.
West Ham 4, Nottingham Forest 0. Massive result for West Ham. Give me your immediate reaction to the game, sir.
Oh, unbelievable! The first half, I thought we controlled the game. We played really well. But the second half, that little spell of 10 minutes, unbelievable. Paqueta opened up the game for us completely.
What was the difference? Do you think Paqueta and that creativity was the difference in the second half?
Oh, 100%. Paqueta. And I think he also gives other players confidence as well, because you could see Ben Rama coming out of himself, and Danny Ings, another level.
Danny Ings scoring the brace today, clinical. Is that the type of play and player that West Ham have missed this season?
I think so, especially with Danny Ings. You know he's going to be right where you want him, in front of the goal. I'm not sure we'd back Antonio to be there. I can't remember the last time Mickey scored a double. He's just clinical in front of the box. Even picking it out wide to Jared, his first thought is, right, I'll get myself in the box where I can get a goal. That's exactly what he does.
Have West Ham got enough about them to stay in the Premier League this season? When they're all said and done, will they be safe?
Oh, 100%. I mean, when you've got players of the class of Paqueta, Gerd, Ben Rama, Ings, yeah, for sure. We're definitely staying out. Again, in a relegation battle, relegation teams that are in the position we were do not win 4-0. And that is a great result, a wonderful result.
Where do you stand on David Moyes at the moment? Has he still got your full support? What's your thoughts on David Moyes?
Oh, really? I'm in so mixed position. Before the game, I would have said, no, Moyes out, to be perfectly honest with you. But he obviously hasn't lost the dressing room, has he? Did you see the way they celebrated when we scored those goals? They were all together. I think at the moment, no, we leave Dave where he is and just keep it exactly how it is at the moment. It's got my support.
What's your take on the David Moyes situation currently? Should he be in charge of West Ham, or is it time for him to move on?
I think the thing is, especially the other teams are proving it, there's not someone there who you can just bring in. Look at Southampton, look at Leeds. I think, like my dad was saying, if we've not lost the dressing room, I think I would keep him, because the owners obviously don't want to change it. There's no one who they think's up to the job. So in terms of if we can play like that today, he's not lost it, and I think we could at least see him through to the end of the season, hopefully. And then I want to reassess though. I think you can't spend 180 mil and be down the bottom. Someone else has got to take us forward.
Big points.